Hello, friends. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Torchbearer Entrepreneur Visibility Summit, our third live session. Well, fourth, really, because there was me this morning with Donna McCallum. She is so glorious, extraordinary. Here she is coming in, arriving here with us for Torchbearer. Hello, Donna. Welcome.
Hello, Helena. It's so wonderful to be here with you. Yippee! How has it been going? How has the visibility been opening up and expanding? And
today has been just so amazing in so many ways. I did the Identity Alchemy Part 1 this morning, and that was so fire. And we've had strategy, we've had breath work, and so much came up today. Oh, this is Marie is here. Marie,
hi.
You're tomorrow.
I'm tomorrow?
You're tomorrow. You're Wednesday. Wednesday. Oh my goodness.
Oh, good. Okay. Bye,
Amazing
guys.
I love you. We can't wait to see you tomorrow, Marie.
wonderful having pop in guests.
Pop
in energy.
I love this so much.
Thanks, Marie.
All my speakers show up ahead of time, ahead of schedule. It's amazing. Oh my goodness, so good. So yes, and so much came up today around money and how that is tied in with visibility. And I was like, of course it did, because we have Donna coming in for our final session of day one, final live session, to talk about money. Yes. So good. So here we are, this visibility experience to start showing up confidently online so you can grow your impact and captivate more dream clients. And I want everyone to meet Donna McCallum. Since 2005, Donna McCallum has taught thousands of conscious, aware women about manifesting money and magic. Manifesting your authentic soul desires, whether that's travel, building a business, being a great mom, writing a book, finding your soulmate, winning awards, or meeting the Dalai Lama. Getting great with your money and feeling relaxed and confident about it so that you can thrive, and the magic of energy alignment and creating true body, mind, soul abundance in your life. You can find her at donnamccallum.com, on Facebook, Donna McCallum Magic, as well as on Instagram, donna.mccallum.magic. And the topic of our conversation today is combining the masculine and feminine aspects of money for orgasmic financial expansion. Yes.
Are you ready to get orgasmic? Are you ready to feel just like, with your money? And with your money as it grows and flows and moves through your business, the coming in, the going out, because it's often pretty easy to feel orgasmic as it's coming in, not so easy to feel orgasmic as it's going out. We don't do expansion when it's going out, we do contraction. I'm so excited to be speaking to you about this today.
Oh my goodness. And this is just so aligned with what I sort of set the scene with this morning in the Identity Alchemy workshop. Part 1, we're talking about the new wave paradigm of business that we're in, where it's bringing both the spirit and the matter, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang, the conscious and the unconscious, all together, so that it's not one over the other. It's everything all together, working together. So this is just so aligned. And this is the alignment that we all need to be in. It needs to feel like orgasmic, full body pleasure that you can just hand yourself over to as the channel of the universe here. So let's do this, Donna.
Great. I'm ready.
So first of all, why do you teach about money? This is such a big topic. It's a hot topic. So why do you teach it? What led you here?
What led me here was I started teaching in 2005. And I started teaching women about how to get clear on their dreams and goals and vision for their lives and how to make it happen. And that's what I called it at the time, because if you said manifesting to people, they just didn't understand what manifesting was in 2005. Now you say manifesting, everyone's like, oh yeah, I manifest. And one of the fascinating things for me is, as I was doing workshops and seminars around the world and working more and more with my clients, I started doing online programs in 2009. And the big block that I kept seeing so many women come up against as they were moving into their dreams and goals was the money. What about the money? Oh, I'd love to follow my passions, but the money. I'd love to leave corporate and jump into a full-time, passionate, creative coaching, helping spiritual career, but what about the money? And even those people who did jump into their dreams and goals, so often were getting tripped up, caught up in the money. And the fascinating thing for me is that I got tripped up as a spiritual entrepreneur in the money. So before 2005, I'd run 4 different businesses. 2 of them had been highly successful. The first one was successful. The middle 2 were disasters, but I learned a lot of lessons. And the fourth one was really successful. I sold it. And then went on an amazing sabbatical and then moved into my teaching. And what I found, Helena, was I was doing this, what I believed was my soul work, my purpose work in the world. And I had been doing it for 3 or 4 years. And I remember sitting one day at my dining room table and I looked at my bank account and I cried my eyes out because it just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me that I was doing workshops in 5 different countries. I had just been asked to write a book, and which went on to become a bestseller. And my bank balance wasn't reflecting it. Like the money wasn't reflecting it. And I knew that I knew how to make money. So it wasn't like, oh, I've never been good with money. In my 20s, I'd been exceptional with money and I'd run successful businesses. I'd run multi-million businesses. So I was just like, what is going on here? And then I started doing a whole lot of the money mindset and money block work that I do often as a first step with my students. And I realized that the big money block that was sitting in my life was you can be spiritual or wealthy. And my previous business that had been really successful was in marketing and advertising. And my biggest clients were tobacco, alcohol, and life insurance.
Wow.
Right. Okay.
Where was big oil in that?
Exactly. Right. So when I was marketing tobacco, alcohol, and life insurance, no problem. I could make multi-millions. But as soon as I went into my purpose, making a difference, coaching, healing work, which is what your entrepreneurs, your torchbearers here listening to this are about. I was doing the work. It was successful. Like I had people coming to seminars, but the money wasn't working. And so I then started doing my own healing on my own money mindset, my own money emotions. And as I was going through the process, and for most of you on this call and listening to the recording, you know that as you've gone through your own healing processes, you have then been called to teach and moved to make a difference and make an impact. And so for me, it was like, and so many of my clients were hitting up against their money stuff and money blocks, of course. And so I started doing seminars around South Africa. At the time I was based in South Africa, and I was doing seminars around South Africa on money. They were 2-hour seminars, and then so many people and helping people shift their money blocks. And then so many people were coming up to me afterwards and then saying, great, wonderful. And how do I start saving? How do I get out of debt? How do I invest? How do I do all the practical stuff with money? Mm-hmm. Because what happens when you start to shift your emotional and mental blocks around money, then you want to get practical with it. You want to start doing the physical, practical stuff. And that stuff I had, that foundation I'd had in my 20s. And also I'd come out of an investment background, having studied a finance degree, an honors in finance. So I thought, people are really struggling with the practicalities. And I put together my 9-week Money Magic program in 2011. And since then, I've been running it. I've had thousands of women come through that 9-week program and get holistically into fantastic relationship with women. So not just, and there are a lot of money teachers out there, But what I find is that some people teach mindset and money blocks and shifting that. And some people teach the energy, spiritual woo-woo of money. And other people teach the practical budgets and getting out of debt. And some people teach investing. But there are not many of us that are teaching real, thriving, abundance, energy work, mindset, emotional, spiritual, physical, practical aspects of money. And that's why I teach about money. And I teach women specifically about money because if you consider it, we are the first generation of women who have actually been empowered with money. And if you look at the energy lines that run through money, it's been held in the masculine energy line for at least 2 millennia, at least 2,000 years. It's been held.
2,000 years.
At least 2,000. We're not quite sure what it was like before then, but at least 2,000 years, the consciousness about money has really been held in that line, and particularly the practicalities of money. And I find so many of my students are daunted by money. They're daunted by the jargon. They don't feel confident about it. They feel stupid. In most of the financial industry, the players are men. And so, you know, you go to a financial advisor and then you feel stupid, silly. Oh my goodness, I don't understand this lingo. Oh, maybe I'll just
it's all jargon. It's all jargon.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just leave investments. Maybe I'll do, oh, no, I don't even want to think about it. And then when it comes to women in business, like you've got to be managing your money in your business. You've got to be managing your money in your personal life. I mean, I know you and I had a session last year about your money, and you were like, hey, I'm up for creating huge wealth through my business. And we did a big thing for you of like, okay, your personal money and your business money. And you had a big realization around, oh, wow, I've got to manage both. They are separate, and I've got to look to be managing my business money and putting things in place. And I'm going to be talking about what you need to be putting in place, the masculine and the feminine aspects there, to have business money orgasms, and then the masculine and feminine aspects in your personal money to have personal money orgasms.
Well, and also just touching on the fact that, I mean, just talking about all of this, like how money's been held throughout the millennia, and just marveling for a moment that this energy has so many applications, so many ways to work with it through these various channels, the various ways that it can be showing up, and that it's so intelligent on its own and has this just incredible imprint to it, this blueprint that is neutral, but also so profound, and there's just so much tied in with it. And I think that makes it complicated for people, but also it's just so exquisite. It's so exquisite.
And I want to say to particularly the people that have signed up for this Visibility Summit, because you're coaches and healers, and you get energy and that everything is energy and how energy works. Money is the highest practical energy system that connects every single human being. So you've got to get, like, you might be working energetically with your guides, you might be working energetically on people's bodies with their Reiki, you might be working energetically as an intuitive coach. But let me tell you, once you start getting into work, and I've got goosebumps as I'm saying this, once you start getting into working energetically and tapping in energetically at a level with money, the shifts that happen for you, not only in your own consciousness, but physically, are profound. And money for me has been my greatest teacher.
She is an incredible teacher. And also from our work together, it was, money is so intelligent and she's so good at making money. She's better at making money than we are. So we have to hold her in a way that she's able to do that. And yeah, I like to think of her as a she, as a mother, as a
I'm
mother.
delighted. I'm delighted that you like to think of her as a she. It doesn't matter how you personify money. And I'm so delighted that you have remembered that money is way better at making money than you are. And it's one of the key things that I teach my students. And when they get that, because there's such a paradigm in our culture of like, you've got to work hard for money, you've got to hustle, you've got to stress. And when they get that actually, money is way better at making money than you are, and you've just got to create the structure to allow that to happen, allow the magic to happen. It gives people such relief, actually, and it gives women such relief.
Yeah. Yeah. And more women need more money. I'm going to just say that over and over again. We make good decisions with money. We share the money. Things become more collaborative. They have found in studies that when women hold the money in communities thrive.
Yeah.
So it's
very much so. And money is an incredible, money is a neutral energy, as we're talking about it energetically. It's a neutral energy. It's whatever, but whatever it flows through, it amplifies. So whatever human being it flows through, it amplifies that person. It amplifies their values. It amplifies their personality. And whatever company it flows through, whatever country it flows through. So money amplifies, and the more money that flows through, the more that is amplified. And so if you're out there wanting to make a difference in the world, wanting to spread consciousness, wanting to be a great example for others, wanting to heal, you want to get into great relationship with money, because then that stuff gets amplified. The things that you value get amplified.
Mm-hmm. Amplify all the way. Amplify that torch.
Exactly, right?
So then, Donna, what do you mean specifically when you say the masculine and feminine aspects of money and the orgasmic financial expansion? Give us some practical insight into what that means.
Can I give you some slides? Because
yes,
I want to jump onto some slides and really give you a sense of this. Okay.
Oh, good.
So
you can see you're already being able to share.
I'm in. So we've talked about everything as energy. And I'd also love you to consider that everything is in relationship, like energetically, everything is in relationship to everything else. So you have a relationship with the people in your life. That's obvious. You also have a relationship with things like the car you drive, the house you live in, the business that you're in. And you also have a relationship with money. Right? So I'd love you to imagine that money was a person. So some gorgeous guy, or like you said, Helena,
goddess, mother goddess of all beings. Yes.
Yeah. There she is in her beautiful ball gown made out of British pounds. And if you imagine that money was a person, here's a quick question for everyone that's here. And I'd love you to type it in the chat box. What is your current relationship with money like? So here are the two questions to answer. The first one is, my relationship with money is, and I'd love you to chat and type in the type box, first things that come to mind, right? It doesn't need to be positive. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. It does. My relationship with money is, if money was a person, if you imagined that money was a gorgeous guy or a beautiful woman, a goddess, my relationship with money is, type it in the type box. Let me know.
I'm prompting everyone in the chat box. Complicated, says Sinette. Okay. I'm going to say coming into a whole new level of interaction. Okay. Scarcity minded, says Sarah. Yes, that often scarcity is often tied, like immediately people think of money and it's in scarcity, right? There's not enough, but of course there's more than enough. Ooh, Leisha says infrequent.
Yeah, my relationship with money is infrequent, right?
Infrequent relationship.
Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Oh my goodness. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Money is divine and sacred beauty, and I want more. Yes, Sally, I want more. I love that.
Yeah.
And
Nomatemba says getting to know each other. yeah, so if money was a person, you're just starting to get to know each other. And like, how fascinating that at whatever age you are, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s, you've already had a decade or maybe 2 or maybe even 3 or 4 or 5, and you're only just getting to know this energy that you connect with daily. Like, wow, how fascinating, right? Okay, so thank you for those answers. And now the next one is, if money was in an intimate relationship with me, it would. So if you imagine money and money was a person and money was in this intimate relationship with you, what would money feel, do, be? Share in the type box. Chat in the type box. The first thing that comes to mind. If money was in an intimate relationship with me, it would.
Whisk me away to Paris.
I love it.
Feel neglected.
Yeah, feel somewhat neglected and misunderstood. Yeah.
Neglected twice, that came up.
Yeah.
Sally, respected, loved, and honored. Beautiful.
Beautiful, Sally. Beautiful, beautiful. So this is the interesting thing to notice, because you are in an intimate relationship with money. It is, most relationships in our life, Helena, come and go. Most relationships are transient, even the one that you have with your spouse. Okay, it ends at some stage. But there are only 2 relationships that we have through our whole life, and these are the true relationships that we tend to spend the least time on. And the first is the relationship that we have with ourselves, and the second is the relationship that we have with money. Wow. These are the only relationships that last our whole lives. And so often as women, we're all about our relationship with all the people in our lives, but we don't even think about building this relationship with money. So I'm going to ask one more question and then get into the masculine and feminine aspects. But I really wanted to give people context for this, because you can already see, as you start thinking about how you're in relationship with money, some of you are already starting to see, wow, oh, that's why money isn't working, because it would feel neglected if it was in relationship with me. And guess what? Yes, if money felt neglected by you, it can easily go and find some other people who will love, respect, and honor it. And money moves, it flows, and it flows fast. And any of you that are neglecting money have experienced that money can really flow fast when you're neglecting it. So I would love you to share, please, one word for your current relationship with money. Margaret also said, and the third that she wants to add in terms of a relationship that you had for your whole life is the relationship you have with God and the divine. Margaret, you are spot on. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for that. So I would love to hear one word for your current relationship with money. What's yours, Helena?
I would say fluid is the word that comes to mind. So ready, I've been fluid in the essence of being shaped and moved around in beautiful ways. Okay.
You have a fluid relationship with money. Mine is really relaxed. Well, I've got 2 words. There's relaxed and abundance. Who else? One word. Type in the type box. Let me know your one word.
Wanting.
Yeah. Wanting.
Trust. Ooh, I love that, Jessica.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Trusting.
And yeah. Wouldn't you love your word to be orgasmic?
Yes.
My current relationship with money is orgasmic. Now, I came up with that title because on your brief for this Torchbearer Summit, you said, come up with an edgy title. And I knew I wanted to do the masculine and feminine aspects of money. And I thought, well, when the masculine and feminine meet, they have amazing sex and create incredible creations, and it's orgasmic. And so I have been having such fun since you invited me to do this 3 or 4 weeks ago. And it's informed so much of my own money life, because I'm like, oh, I'm getting orgasmic with money. I'm getting orgasmic with money. And I really invite those of you that are here and watching the recording to start thinking about, what would an orgasmic relationship with money feel like? Like, how would that open you up? I mean, I'm just getting tingles thinking about it. Just the expansive nature of that, the blissful nature of that, the fun nature of that, instead of stressed, contracted, neglecting, boring, serious, etc. Okay, so let's get in. So keep thinking of money as a person. And now we're going to get into the masculine aspect of money. And just as money is an energy, it has likes and needs, just like a human being has likes and needs. And these are what money likes and needs from a masculine perspective. It loves order. It loves structure. It loves certainty and clarity. It loves to be organized and managed. It loves purpose. So if you think about any of masculine energy, it's very focused, it's very directed, it's very purposeful. It loves to be a protector first and a provider second. So the hierarchy of values for men when it comes to their being in a tribe is first protect and then provide.
Mm-hmm.
And money,
if something's not protected, there's nothing to provide for.
Exactly. And it's exactly the same for whatever phase you're in, and whatever phase of your business you're in. You've got to understand that from a money perspective, you need to create a protection level first, a survival, I feel safe level first, whether it's in your business or your personal life, before there'll be abundance, massive flow, thriving, like big windfalls. There are so many people that are feeling completely unprotected and aren't in great relationship with money, but hoping and wishful thinking for these massive windfalls to come, because they're looking for protection and provision at the same time. And money does protect first and then provide second. And you have to help it do that. That's the order.
Yeah, you have to structure how you interact with it in order for it to exist in that role.
Exactly. So that's the masculine aspect of money. And I'm going to get into the practicalities, because now we're speaking ethereally and philosophically. I'll get into the practicalities shortly. The feminine aspect of money. Money as a feminine energy loves and needs to be circulating and flowing. So it's not just about saving or hoarding, or it's also like there needs to be structure, but there also needs to be flow. It needs to be in relationship. So it needs to connect to other human beings and flow between people. There needs to be receptivity. If you think about the feminine aspect and principle, it is open, receptive. Vision, holding the vision, because the feminine always holds the vision, and magic, which is obviously one of the reasons why I call my program Money Magic, because I love the magical aspects of how money works. And when you work with it magically, how incredible things can happen. And the feminine aspect of money is to be the nurturer. So that's the one that you were picking up on. Oh, I like to feel her as a mother. Mm-hmm. And money absolutely is like protector, provider, generous, giving mother. But often, either the feminine aspect of money for us or the masculine aspect of money for us is more developed in our relationship. And so we tend to side one or the other. And one of the important things, like think about which one you side with more. One of the important things, as with anything, whether it's your conscious or unconscious, is to integrate. So it's about integrating the masculine, integrating the feminine, and then doing this beautiful dance between these energies so that you get this orgasmic financial expansion.
Adult content here.
Exactly. Orgasmic financial expansion. So another way to think about it, just to give you a sense of it, is that money is like a river. And to be thriving and in an upward expanded creation with money, you need both structure, that's the masculine, and the flow, which is the feminine. You have to have both. So consider this. And this is for both your business finances and your personal finances. Because I know a number of the people here that have signed up for the Visibility Summit are in their own businesses or their own practitioners. And if you're a kind of sole entrepreneur or a solo entrepreneur, please think about your business finances separately from your personal finances. I teach another program called Financial Flow for entrepreneurs, specifically because I had a whole lot of people do my money program, and a subset of those were business owners and entrepreneurs, and they just needed help in how to structure the stuff in their business so that they could follow these principles and practices. So this is so the first thing is the structure is the riverbanks, and this holds and contains the flow of money. So this is the masculine aspect. It's the riverbanks. You have to have the riverbanks. And then you've got this beautiful feminine aspect, which is the flow, the money exchange, you exchanging your services, making money, you paying your suppliers and exchanging this beautiful value exchange, this energy exchange that moves. And often as healers and coaches, we so are about the exchange and the flow of money, but we're not about the structure. And so it's important to do both. And this is the way money circulates in your life. And this is the feminine aspect. Now, if you have all flow and no structure, the rain comes down, there's no structure to hold it. You have a floodplain that happens for a bit. You feel amazing, like, wow, there's all this money, look at this. And then a few weeks later, a month later, you look and nothing, dry earth. You have to start again. So that's what money flow but no structure looks like. And I'm giving you this example because my students find it really helpful to think about it like this, like, oh, I have to have both. And then the other thing is when you've got all structure but no or low flow. Mm-hmm. And this is people that are so tied into like the structure, the saving, that I must do this, I've got a budget, it's got to be constrained.
Yeah.
Yeah. But scarcity around, like, it's so structured. It's so like to the micro level looked at and scrutinized. So to be abundant and at ease with money, you need both structure and flow. You have to have both. You have to have both. So that's what I mean by the masculine and the feminine aspects of money. So here are the practical terms, because I know you're going to say to me, okay, what does it mean practically? We've spoken woo-woo energetically, which I love.
Let's bring it down to earth.
Let's bring it down to earth. Let's bring it into what does that mean practically? So how to create the structures that hold money, the masculine, the riverbanks. And this is a riverbank, you know, that I mean, I love this canyon because this is like, oh, beautiful, solid structure. In practical terms, this means get out of debt. Personally, one of the best things that you can do for your business is to get out of debt so that you don't have that weight of debt repayments sitting over you, hanging over you. Also, so that you don't get into neediness around money. It is one of the quickest ways for money to leave your life is to start getting needy around it. You know how that happens. Helena, you've experienced it, right? We've all experienced it. Mm-hmm. And you can you imagine having a partner in your life who is just really needy?
You'd be like, no, sorry, I'm not available for this.
Exactly. Like you might be a giver in the beginning.
Graspy, graspy. If it's needy, it's graspy. And then that puts you in a place of constriction too. Then you're not able to be the channel of money flowing. Completely. Yeah.
So getting out of debt is a huge thing around structure and getting out of debt sustainably. And this is one of the things you have to do the mindset work and you have to do the emotional work for getting out of debt to happen sustainably. And I've seen this with my students. Saving, budgeting, investing, managing your money. And, you know, when I did the coaching session with you, this is what we looked at. We looked at like, how do you start creating the structures, Helena? Because you're amazing at flow. Mm-hmm. You're freaking amazing at flow. But Like, and you were like, yeah. And I put it into these terms for you. I said to you, once you've built the structure, the flow is going to come even more. Look at how much flow can come down this canyon.
Yeah, so much.
Right.
And the flow also like created I mean, it goes in both directions, right?
Of course.
Like,
of course, the more the flow is, then that creates the structure, because as you expand, the structures also, you have to expand and the structures also have to expand. So I've just gone literally in the last month through an investment portfolio rebalancing. It was a structural thing I needed to do with my money to rebalance where all of my assets are globally, like across the world, because of different political and economic things that are happening. I wanted to move some of my assets around, and also because that's what it, like, as you start flowing more money, as more money starts coming to you, you expand the structure. And then as you expand the structure, then more money flows. And then as more money flows, like it's iterative.
Yeah. And it's amazing what happens too when it's like, oh, I know where this money's going to go when it comes to me. And you feel so much better about being in receipt of the money because you know that you're going to be taking care of it. And thus it's going to be taking care of you as well. So it comes back to that relationship that you're establishing.
Yeah. And that's the purposefulness of it. That's the masculine aspect. That's the feminine having the vision for what is this money for, what's happening. And then the masculine aspect of it's got purpose. This money has purpose. So money comes to you because it knows I have purpose. I'm doing something. I'm creating a summit, or I'm
writing a book, or starting my business, pivoting my business, living my truth, really getting out there in the world.
Going on a luxury 5-star holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have to be like purposeful, like just, it needs to know what its purpose is.
It needs direction.
Yeah,
monitor. Yes.
So monitoring your money and having emergency funds. This is the protection aspect of it, right? Having weekly, monthly, and yearly practices that create order. And it doesn't have to take long. This is another thing that we think so much as women. We think, oh, it's so boring, and working with money is boring. And I hear that often with my students initially when they come into my work. And for me, what's fascinating is that I have investments. I do great money management. It takes me literally half an hour a week, 4 hours a month. So half an hour a week. Then I do a 4-hour a month, and I have significant investments. So within the 4 hours a month, I also look over my investments, sort all of that stuff out. And then I do 1 full day a year. That's it. So literally like 6 hours a month, 1 full day a year.
Wow. And it can be fun, and it can be easy. And I just want to say to everyone that this doesn't necessarily happen overnight, and it's a constant process. You might move away from it and then come back to it, in and out, expand into it, relax into it, and then move away from it and come back to it. So it's not going to be, you are already perfect, but it might not be a perfect practice right off the bat.
Exactly.
To play with.
Thank you so much for saying that. And there will be times that you're more in the masculine aspect of money, sorting out the structures, etc. And then once those are sorted, there's not much to do. So now you're in the feminine and the flow, and it is a dance. It's a dance between the two. And then and now some more structure stuff, and now some more flow, and now structure and flow, and like that. And then have purpose for your money. So we've already talked about that. So those are the masculine aspects. Take a screenshot of this if you're watching. And then here are the feminine flow aspects. And that is to be in great mental and emotional relationship with money. And so that's work on your money blocks, work on your money mindsets. For those of you that are here, I have got a free meditation that I'm going to be sharing with you to really help you shift through any negative emotions that arise around money. It's a guided meditation. It's 15 minutes, and you can keep using it whenever you experience stress or anxiety or frustration or guilt or denial or shame. I see so much of that come up. Shame, guilt, fear around money come up in my program, and clearing that is so important. So it's not just your money blocks, it's also your emotional blocks. Improve your receptivity to attract more money. Spend and give your money in a way that feels good and nurturing to you and to others, good and nurturing to you and for others. So as women, that's one of the things that we do, right? We spend our money in a way that feels nurturing to us and to others. Great, do that. Money will amplify your values in the world. Have vision. Have vision for your business, have vision for your life, have vision for how your money will flow. Manage your cash flow. Know how much cash is coming into your life, know where your cash goes. And in your business, manage your cash flow. And use your current money to create more money. And this is what we spoke about earlier. Your money is way better at making money than you are. So this is where the flow comes in. And as a beautiful custodian of money, you literally move that into some of your structures, and your structures start creating more money, like tributaries off this river, because you're managing it so beautifully. Create additional income streams, and exchange and circulate energy with others in a way that's empowered. So that's the feminine aspect. So I'm aware of our time. I want to give you two quick examples, just to kind of give you a sense of it. So this is Yumna, and she was one of my students. And she came into my program when her husband had passed away 3 years before, and she had been in such deep grief. And because she was in such grief, her grief completely messed with her money stuff. Completely messed with her money stuff. And so she found that she was spending out of grief, she was spending on others, and things were going, the inheritance was going down, she wasn't sure how to manage it. And so there was enough money flow. She was also runs 2 amazing, beautiful private schools. And so she had a lovely business herself. She was an empowered woman in terms of her business, but just there was all flow, but no structure. And so once she'd managed to get the structure in place, literally, she set up her saving system. She got 220,000 into a 32-day notice account. That was the protection element. She was paying an extra 30K into her retirement annuity, her 401K, you would call it in the USA, every year. She paid off her credit card debt. She then had 3 different tax-free savings investment accounts. So she no longer overspends. She's paying extra to pay off her car faster. She has charity. She has money now for gifts, charity, girls' nights out. But instead of just spending on everyone, she's investing, she's saving, she's got money for protection. And she traveled to Europe twice in 2019. So she did my program with me, I think in the end of 2017 or early 2018. And before that, for her money stuff was all over the place. And here's what happens when you have the masculine and feminine aspects connected. She says, I now feel in control of my money. So that's what happened. Like there was flow, but because the masculine aspect wasn't there, she didn't have control. And now she feels like she's got control of her money. I'm grateful for the comforts I enjoy because money comes to me easily. It was already coming to her easily. The flow stuff wasn't the problem. I have plans to travel to the Far East next year. Money is opening doors for me. It takes me places. So I just wanted to give you that sense, because there's some of you that are on this call that are, you have flow and you know that, and you can tap into it, and it does, but you need the structure. And there are others on this call where you have the structure, but now you need to really open to the flow. Do receptivity practices, overcome your money blocks, shift your negative emotions around money, get into vision around what you want for your life, your business, for your money. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. So beautiful and so practical. Love the practical mixed with woo.
I'm woo-woo and I'm practical, and that's what makes the difference. Like it just grounds it. You know, I teach in my 7 levels of abundance program, which is not a money program, it really looks at abundance through the lenses of the chakras. I teach about how to manifest in reality. You really have to ground. And so there's no coincidence that money sits at a root chakra level. So it's wonderful to be woo about money, but you've got to ground it in practical, earthly, everyday stuff for it to actually land in your life.
Yeah. And you talk a lot about the flow of manifestation, that it is, the non-physical becoming physical. And of course, then we get into the root chakra, and now we're talking about the orgasmic relationship with money. It's like, oh yeah, it's all right there in the pleasure center. That is a part of, the heaven on earth, being human.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's really awakening to that presence there. And so what about your chakra work, Donna? You use this to help your students create magic through that body, mind, soul alignment. So can you tell us more about the chakras and how they relate to this new relationship we're establishing with money?
So, you mentioned very briefly, and just to give people a sense, and many of your listeners may know a lot about the chakras already. So energy moving down from crown into root, that energy line is called manifestation energy, and energy moving from root up through to crown, up the chakras, is called the liberation line. And for many coaches, healers, energy workers, the line that feels really amazing is the liberation line. And many of us are on the liberation line path, and we are here liberating humanity and helping people move into the next level of consciousness. And collectively, most of the world sits in a solar plexus consciousness. Like the world at the moment is dying to move into heart consciousness. And a lot of the people that are listening to this Visibility Summit, you are already in heart consciousness, which is why you're a pioneer and why you're leading us. But so much is around this power, responsibility, action, productivity, and a lot of money energy consciously is caught up in that at the moment. So certainly for us, in terms of, there's an energy where we are pivotal to liberating money, and money is pivotal to grounding and manifesting, like our manifestations. So you're not just liberating consciousness, you're not just liberating yourself, you're not just liberating others. Like, take money along with you for the journey. Money is dying to move into heart consciousness. There is so much evidence of that, especially in the way money systems are changing at the moment, shifting, moving, morphing, changing. I'm fascinated about it at the moment. I'm not sure we'll see it in our lifetimes, but certainly in my son's generation, he's 3 years old, we'll see it. And then, as a liberated coach, healer, pioneer, you've also, doing your own work, got to be manifesting. And so you've got to be moving stuff into grounded root energy.
Yeah. I mean, the verb for me is deliver. Truly deliver, become the channel of allowing that energy to move through you. And sometimes it feels uncomfortable, but you can orgasmically deliver that into the world. That creative power is, can be so delicious. Of course, we can also decide how we experience pain. But it's the channels, and it's so true. It's so delightful to be in that liberation place. And some people can't get there, but a lot of us are, but it needs to also come in the other direction. We need it going in both directions.
It's like you need the masculine and the feminine, the aspects of money. You need both directions in the chakras. You need to be conscious and to bring light to the unconscious, to bring the shadow up, and to hold both. We live in a world of polarity. That's what it is. That we're in this physical realm, it's polarity, and you've got to be able to hold both polarities and dance between them. Whatever you're dealing with, whether it's money, whether it's your business, whether it's your relationship with your partner, whether it's your mothering, whether, your parenting.
Yeah,
Polarity is everywhere.
Well, it's a universal law, the universal law of polarity, and it's and relativity too. And I mean, holding the poles is, I think, this glorious path to awakening, and also what we're being called to do in our lives and our businesses is holding both, not one over the other, but all together. Oh my God, Donna, so good. I took lots of notes. I hope everyone did.
I'm so pleased you took lots of notes. Yippee!
Always. You just always, again, you come back, you learn more, you're a different person. There's so much shedding going on. There are so many stories that are being rewritten. And so I again want to encourage everyone, just so much patience with yourself, curiosity too, like, how can this be different? How can this be fun? How can I look at this differently? And yeah, just really a lot of grace, I think, as you are changing your personal relationship with money and visibility, and always recognizing that it's your own individual experience mixed in with a lot of the collective. And I mean, women couldn't even have credit cards until, what was it, 1960? So 60 years ago. It's like, it's a new thing for us to be able to do. And women who were independent and financially, making their own money, that was a threat to the structures of society not that long ago, a few hundred years ago. So a lot is in the mix here. But we have so much available to us moving forward into this new consciousness that we're pioneers of and that we are delivering into the world. So good. And Donna, you have amazing gifts for our audience. Yes,
I do. So the first is a meditation. It's a guided meditation. It's the one that I mentioned. I've just popped up the link in the chat so people can click on that. And you will put it in the recording email, I assume.
It will be on your speaker page. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So it is a 15-minute guided meditation to release any negative emotion that you have around money when it comes up for you. So as I mentioned before, anger, frustration, irritation, denial, shame, guilt, embarrassment, all of that. And please click on there, download it, listen to it when it is incredibly shifting, and it'll help you shift back into feeling good about money. And then the other thing that I wanted to share is something that I've got coming up. And I'm just going to share it on my screen because I'm so excited about it. You were talking about having orgasmic relationships with money. So this is the negative guided meditation. I am orgasmically organizing a 3-day full moon money party. And it's happening this coming full moon as Saturn goes into Pisces, for those of you who are astrologically orientated. And it's Tuesday, the 7th, 8th, and 9th of March. And I'm just sharing it with you if you're here now, because as a big thank you to you, Helena, I wanted to say that anyone who has been here live, or anyone who is excited enough to listen to this recording before tomorrow, the 1st of March, the party to join is $27. I've made it a paid for party because I want people to show up and have people to actually be there. And with money makes a difference. So actually paying something, it's only $27. There's the most ridiculous amounts of value. And the idea with the money party is that when you get into good vibes and emotions with money, things shift. Mm-hmm. So here is the link for the money party if you're curious about what the money party is all about. And if you use this coupon code by tomorrow, the 1st of March, so you have to have listened to the recording by then or be here live, you get a 50% discount. So it's only $13.50 for a ridiculously fabulous, amazing, fun 3-day money party. We'll be doing 3 live 75-minute sessions. Think dancing, think music, think also woo-woo practices like breath work, hypnotherapy, EFT tapping, understanding what some of your blocks are, releasing those blocks, all in a fun, amazing way that was also all going to be recorded and you can take home afterwards. So just wanted to share those with you if you want to come and do some more holistic work on your money with me.
Amazing. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Donna, for all of this wisdom, woo-woo wisdom, practical advice, insights, things that people can take away and start applying immediately, and this gorgeous invitation to your full moon money party next week. So good. Thank you. And Donna, as we close out the day and your interview, I'm wondering if you have any final words or message that you want to share with our torchbearer audience.
Yeah, the big thing is that money is a lifelong journey. It's a lifelong journey. And so a lot of us put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and myself included in my money journey, of getting it right, getting it perfect, getting it sorted, or even thinking that there is a sorted, like once I've got money sorted, then, and you use the perfect words, Helena, you use the word grace. Mm-hmm. And in your relationship with money, there needs to be a lot of your own self-nurturing grace, because money's here as a teacher and it's going to push and pull you, and be at ease and in grace with yourself as you go through your money journey.
Amazing. Yes. So good. Shea says, this is such a golden moment and conversation. Bless us, woman wealth geniuses. Yes. Bless us, wealth geniuses. And Tanya says, thank you so much, Donna. And Shea says, bless you. I will be at the money party with you.
Excellent.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Donna. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for engaging with the chat, and for embarking upon your torchbearer orgasmic money making journey. We will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern with Luis Mojica, and then Identity Alchemy Part 2 at 11:30 Eastern, and then a little break. And then you'll all see Marie again, who you got a quick glimpse of earlier in our session. So day 2 coming at you hot, and so many incredible interviews as well recorded. And Donna's interview will be available for the next 48 hours as well. So lots of emails coming down the pike. So many ways to be a torch bearer and step into new levels of visibility. And I'm just so filled with gratitude. Thank you again, everyone. And thank you so much, Donna.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Thank you for inviting me to be here. Mwah, big love.
Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.